Welcome to A&L Tech Review, but today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Today we are actually going to take this 2012 MacBook Pro and we are going to make this as fast as we can make it. If you don't want to spend the money on another $3,000 computer, there's two things that you can do to make this a little bit faster. First one is 16 gigs of RAM. That's already been done, but what we are going to be doing is removing the old hard drive in this, and we're going to be upgrading it to this Samsung 850 Evo SSD hard drive. It's a 500 gig, and you can actually probably pick this up at Best Buy or Amazon for anywhere from about 190 to 250 bucks. Second thing we're going to be doing is we are going to be removing the DVD drive in here, and you can actually buy this adapter. It just converts the CD bay, as you can see, to a secondary hard drive. I will leave a link below on where I got this from on Amazon. It's only about $8 or $9 bucks. Now, here's the cool part though. This particular model has both slots for the DVD drive and for the HDD drive running at 6 gigabits of data. So, the cool part is they're both going to run as fast as they possibly can. And we are going to be putting in a 2 terabyte Seagate Barracuda, the 128 meg cache when it comes to the transfer rates and everything. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. First thing you're going to need, I have this iFixit toolkit that I got off Amazon, and I'll also put a link in the description below. And we are going to take apart all the screws. Now these first 3 back here, they're longer than all the other ones, so you'll want to make sure that you get everything back in the correct spot. Once you get it apart, you're just going to kind of work this backside up until it pops right off. And there you have it. Now, depending on how long you've had this 2012, I actually took this apart here a few days ago and I cleaned out all the dust. I would definitely recommend cleaning out all the dust, wiping it down, and doing what you can. As you can see, there's the 16 gigs of RAM that we currently have. And now what we are going to do is you want to take this little tool right here that comes in this kit. You want to disconnect the battery, which is right here, before you start disconnecting anything else, and just be very careful, and it will pry up just like that. Once the battery is disconnected, you are free to work. So the first thing we're going to do is take out this hard drive, and that's what you got this little clip right here for. It just peels right up just like that. Be careful not to break any of the ribbons, otherwise you're in a lot of trouble. You got your little bracket right here, which holds this side into place. Once you get that done, this just pops right out. Go ahead and disconnect this. There's the first part. Now you got these little screws right here on each side of this hard drive. Now what you're going to do is you're going to grab your Torx bit. Typically it should be a T6, but we'll try it and see. And you want to take those off, and we're going to put those on the new Samsung SSD hard drive that we are sticking in. So this is what's going to lock it into place. Just like that. Yep. And they unscrew. Now, just to give a little bit more information while we're taking this apart. Right now, this video is being recorded on the brand new Samsung Galaxy Note 8. I've only had it for a couple days. I will give a full review of it after I've used it for a little bit, just so I can give some good information on how it is working. And then you'll see that pop up on here. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, so I apologize for that. And it'll just screw right in just like that. Just tighten it right down. You don't have to over tighten it. There you go. Once you get that done, we're going to set this aside. And now we are going to move on to the DVD drive, which is located right here. So once you get this disconnected, you're going to want to just kind of move that like that. Just be very careful not to break it. So the next thing you want to disconnect is you want to disconnect this. And then you want to disconnect this. Once again, just be really careful. Now, the other thing that you're going to want to do is see this wire going along right there. You're going to want to get that out as well. So depending on what you want to do, just be careful not to yank on it too hard. And it should just slide right out just like that. Just be careful and you'll be just fine. Once you get that out, you're good. So now what we're going to do, and they're using Phillips again, you got a screw here, you got a screw here, and a screw here. This is the speaker that we got to take out to get to this. So again, make sure to keep all your screws sorted out. So that way you don't get anything mixed up. Okay, now you also, if you look very carefully, right down here on the back side, you got this little screw. There's a bracket on the back of this right here that you want to get the screw off of for that. Little bracket holds this in place. Okay, so now once we have this done, you can actually take this I guess they've got one more thing attached right here. So let's just go ahead and be very careful. That just pops off just like so. Okay, you're just going to want to take this. That'll work itself out, hidden right there. You just want to set this right over there, and you want this wire to stay right there. That should stick right back in once you're done. Don't rip the glue off of it. So now comes for the antenna card. Here's where your antenna card is. All right in this area. So you've got this screw, and this screw. That looks like all that it is right there. These two screws out right there and there. They're just setting right there. This should be the last one. And then this should, yep, just slide right out like that as long as you're careful. Just just enough like that. So just kind of leave it lay to the side right there. Now if you take a look, you got a Phillips screw right there. You got a Phillips screw right over here. And that's the rest of the hard drive bay. Okay, there we are. So theoretically, this should just pop right out. Yep, just like that. Now this piece right here, be careful taking it off because you are going to need this piece. This is a little SATA hookup that you need. And that is for this guy right here. We're just going to go ahead and stick this right back on. There. Now that bracket that you had on this, you see, you're going to want to have it just like so. So you're going to want that to come off as well too. So let's go ahead and take that off. Now here's the nice part. Apple loves to get rid of their stuff. In terms of, they eliminated the DVD drive a long time ago. So with that said, they make an external DVD drive. So if you absolutely need to burn a CD or a DVD, even though probably nobody watching this knows what that is anymore. Ha, joke. You can go pick one up. And I think they're about 80 bucks last time I remember checking. There we go. Go ahead and get that in there. There we go. There we are. So now we are just going to slide this right back in so. That should line up perfectly right there. Awesome. So now we are going to take these screws . We're going to go ahead and get that back in there. There we go. So now comes the fun part of being extremely careful, because you are going to need to get this back down inside right there. Just like so. Go ahead and grab this first long one. that set back into place. Go ahead and grab the next long one. It'll drop right back down into there. Now this guy, you're just going to set that back just the way it was, just like that. Grab this little tiny guy. There you go, get that back on there just like that. Of course, stuff never wants to cooperate like it is supposed to. There we go, get that started. Get that started. You'll have to forgive my lovely assistant. She accidentally just dropped her phone, so don't worry about it. We're still good. Okay, once you get that part done, now we're going to slide this right back into here. So go ahead and pick these guys up, and that'll go right back there just like so. This guy is going to go underneath here once we get those screws back in. Remember, the two little ones go here. Now you can go ahead and take this wire and just stick it right back inside here just like so, and it follows around and goes right back up underneath here like it was just before. If you want to do a little bit extra, just take this and make sure that gets stuck right back to the side. Perfect. Take your last screw. All right, now we've got this right here. It's just going to plug right back in like that on that ribbon cable. You're going to want to tilt it in like this, drop it down like so. Here's your locking mechanism for the SSD. Go ahead and screw that back down. And now you can go ahead and first off go ahead and clamp this in. You can just push it till you hear it kind of pop into place, and it will. So now what we're going to do is slide this right back into here. And you can use this guy to kind of help you. So it gets snug right into there. Same thing with this one. It'll just pop right back down on there. Just push that stuff back down. Alright, we're just about done, guys. Snap this last one back down right there. As you can see, we've got the DVD drive in, or well, the fake one with the new 2 terabyte hard drive. We've got the Samsung solid state SSD right there. And then as you can see, these are 2 individual Corsair Vengeance 8 gig sticks. This, even though this MacBook says it'll only support 8 from Apple, they're actually wrong. It will support 16 actual gigs of RAM. Other than that, now that we are completely done, go ahead and just work this back in here. The pin head like that. Put the case back on. Let's put these screws back together. And then
guys.
Upgrade tutorial. I appreciate your time. Peace.